Hello and welcome back to our KSP Career Save. Yes, in the previous episode we had a problem with our DRES. Well, core overheating, shutting down, yes. So as you can tell, it's my first use of the atomic motors, and because of the first use, I have forgot to put in the cooling pins. Yes, lucky me. So in this episode, we will be building another one of these babies, except we will be building it for Jool. However, that means that it needs to undergo some design changes, or otherwise the core life wouldn't be too long now, will it? So, onwards to the design changes. Right, we'll just take this off and we need to install the radiator panels. And I'm thinking like thermal control system, small. It radiates enough amount of heat, so I just have to figure out how to place it, because you cannot obviously place it on this atomic motor directly for some reason. So I think we will need to undergo with our oldies but goldies, and I'm thinking here, you know, cubic octagonal struts perhaps or something. I'm just trying to here very hard to find a piece that will work, but in the end I've just, you know, caved in and decided to go with the octagonal struts. Yes. Now, okay, let's turn on the snap. Let's turn on 4. No, we're gonna go with 6. Yes, we're gonna go with 6. Alright, these pieces, and when they extend, they look good. Now, only thing that I need to make sure is that I can get them fitted into a fairing. Now, that's gonna be a challenge in itself because, well, we have to attach them to the cubic struts, and then we'll just sink them in this atomic motor. So it will look like as if they really are attached to the NER-V motor. So yeah. Alright, now let's just hotkey it. For the custom 5 we will be turning on the reactor, 6 will be toggling the radiators, and that should be fine. Now let's sink them in. There we go. I just want to make sure that it doesn't clip with the fairing. If it clips with the engine, I can live with that, that's fine. Alright. Okay, that looks good enough to me. So, onwards to the Jool launch. Retracting the launch clamps, and this is a little bit of Soyuz-like launching platform. I really like how it looks. I just wanted to have a different feel. You know, I'm mostly focusing on Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy type-ish rockets. However, also having something like Soyuz is also kind of fun, except this has an asparagus staging like the previous one, so I thought it would be, you know, handy. We are a little bit late for the Jool window, mainly because, well, the initial craft that I tried to launch didn't go very well because of the Kraken drive that happened, so, you know, I had one wire attached which I didn't realize, and then it started spinning willy-nilly, so it went all bananas and ended up in a great amount of fireworks over the KSC. Spectators were really thrilled, except, well, the people who launched it were really pissed off that I've spent like $500,000 Kerbal bucks on a very, very expensive piece of firework, I can tell you that much. Alright, with that thing being said, this rocket is flying straight and true. Obviously the staging has been put correctly. Nobody saw that I just moved another staging piece. However, as always, we are aiming for the standard 100-kilometer apoapsis, and once we get that one in place, then we shall be coasting all the way to apoapsis and then performing the circularization burn. There we go, nice coasting stage. Let's add the maneuver node, and yes, double click is the bane of my life here. Well, I'm gonna fix it and at some day, surely. Alright, so 100 by 100, fine tune alignment, 654 meters per second to burn out of total 4.9 thousand, so we have more than enough. This rocket is more than capable of getting to Jool. And guys, I will be launching a couple of similar-ish rockets which will hold this relay satellites, because these are the only ones capable of reaching Kerbin back and forth, so I really need them. And I've packed a little bit of experiments just to make sure that once they come there, they're not just waiting for another batch of craft to come, but they can perform some experiments on their own. Alright, so circularizing, and everything is being shot in 2 times acceleration for your convenience. I mean, nobody wants to watch like half an hour burns. Alright, There we go. So now what we need to plan is our Jool ejection, and that needs to happen sooner rather than later, given that we are already 4 hours late. Right, so show eject angle. Here we're gonna be placing. I really like this, you know, transfer window planner and this alarm clock. This is, by the way, I am playing in 1.12, but I'm using the mod alarm clock, mainly because of the transfer window planner. It allows me to rather carefully plan the transfer, so it's kind of nice. Anyway, the Jool periapsis is around 2 billion. I'm gonna reduce it down to at least, you know, a couple of 100 million, so that we get somewhere nicer, so to say. Okay, wait, 100 million. Okay, let's put 20-ish, 90-ish. Well, that's good enough in my book. Okay, and it requires 2000 meters per second delta V. Hopefully, once we get there, we won't need as much to circularize. I don't care which height this orbit is set to, as long as it can transmit and relay the data from the Jool system onwards. This is just basically setting up the communications network once we start sending the probes, like we did in like Eve and Duna. We need to be able to relay the data and control the damn satellites, yes. So, alright, let's turn the craft maneuver prograde and getting it prepared for the burn. So, 2012, it's a year, folks. Alright, so the burn is supposed to happen in roughly 5 minutes. Let's just follow the rocket as it gently coasts to its desired starting burn position. Alright, and the burn is supposed to be happen. Oh, again, it went dark. I hate when it happens. Okay, some 50 seconds to burn. I also have to keep a mental note: just before I initiate the burn with the NER-V, I have to start the reactor and extract the cooling panel. So I'm just gonna be kind of prepared. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, start the reactor and extend the cooling pins or thermal radiators. I think that's 6. Yes, it is. And look, the core temperature is not going past 3000 Kelvin, which means our core life will be good. We are rejecting 1100 kilowatts in terms of power, which means the core life is 100%, or core health is 100%. Beautiful. Let's extend the big boy solar panels, and then we shall be extending the... I'm just testing them out, making sure that all the systems are working correctly. We shall unpin this, and yes, it is a little bit longer burn. It takes like roughly 2 minutes 20-ish seconds. So, but it's being shown at considerable time acceleration, and the main point is that it needs to eject us towards Jool. These NER-V atomic motors are very, very efficient. That they have very high ISP, but given that I'm playing with the near future mod, that means I also have to take care and reject the heat and make sure that it doesn't, you know, go bonkers on me. So, or, you know, a little small, you know, atomic kaboom. Yeah, that would actually generate, what do you say? Shock pulse on the carbon. All electronics go boom, yeah. Alright. There we go. 300 meters per second to burn, and see, the core health is still 100%, which is beautiful. I'm really worried how it will perform once I shut off the engine, because that's when the core heat has nowhere to radiate. I hope that there will be enough radiators for them to reject it. Alright, careful now. We have our Jool periapsis. It's coming down quick, and stop. Okay, 100 million. Tell you what, I'm happy with that. Now, let's see. Okay, core life. Okay, core temperature did go up a little bit, but I have stopped the reactor, meaning now the reactor has to cool down. Beautiful. And I think, guys, now it's time for the glory shots. Look at that. sun rising over our craft as it leaves the Kerbin. Beautiful. Oh, I always love these departure shots. Alright, come on, come on. Let's align it nicely so it really looks nice. Come on, here, there we go. Okay, now we're talking. Of course, there go the solar panels, and those are the big boys. Because when it comes to Jool, there will be very little solar power being collected, and we might as well use every single ounce of it. Alright, so now the glory shot as it departs Kerbin. I think it's a beautiful wrap up for this corrections episode. Don't you think, guys? Magnetosphere Surveyor is having problems. Well, no problem. Alright, so with that thing out of the way, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this episode. Hope you like this episode, guys. Hit that like button if you like the episode, and press subscribe to stay up to date on our KSP adventures. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.